serving the Republic of the Philippines for more than 75 years. Ito po ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Tuesday urged the proclaimed winners of the 2023 Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan Elections or BSKE to be honest at all times and to serve their constituents well. The President made the call as he congratulated the newly elected and re-elected BSK officials. In a video message uploaded on his official Facebook page, President Marcos acknowledged the BSK officials' vital role in improving the lives of their constituents. The chief executive expressed elation over the successful and peaceful conduct of the BSKE, thanking the registered Filipino voters who participated in the polls. Based on Commission on Elections or COMELEC data, up for grabs in Monday's polls were 42,001 positions, each for village chair and youth chair, and 294,007 each for village council members and youth council members. The same data showed there were 67.8 million registered voters for the village polls and 23.2 million registered youth votes. The Commission has yet to determine the voter turnout but expects it to be 70% to 75%.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Netherlands on Monday expressed its full support to the Philippines in calling for the observance of the international law in the South China Sea days following the collision incident between a Chinese Coast Guard and a Filipino resupply boat off Ayungin Shoal. In a joint press briefing, visiting Dutch Minister of Foreign Affairs Hank Bruins-Slot said, "The Netherlands is committed to upholding the international law of the sea and will help Manila build its capacity." Bruins-Slot then urged all parties in the South China Sea to respect this ruling and refrain from confrontational actions. The Dutch minister also announced that a Dutch frigate is scheduled to sail on the South China Sea in 2024. Meanwhile, the Netherlands is expected to designate a focal person who will work with the Philippine government to promote trade and boost Dutch investment in the country. Philippine Ambassador to the Netherlands, J. Eduardo Malaya, believes the Netherlands has seen the enormous potential in the Philippines. During their meeting in Manila, Bruins-Slot and Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo agreed to explore ways to enhance cooperation of water management, agriculture, and circular economy, among others. Malaya said the Dutch delegation also cited the involvement of the dredging giant Royal Boskalis Westminster NV in the construction of the new Manila International Airport in the country. Apart from water management and agriculture, Malaya said the Netherlands is interested in further enhancing cooperation on cybersecurity and maritime affairs.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippines Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, on Monday reported that 119 overseas Filipino workers, or OFWs, have been repatriated from Israel. This followed after 60 OFWs, including a 1-month-old baby and a 1-year-old child, arrived in the country. According to DMW officer in charge, Undersecretary Hans Leo Magpayo, this is the 4th batch of OFWs who returned home, primarily composed of hotel workers. Out of the 60 OFWs, 32 were hotel workers and 28 are caregivers. Magpayo explained that the hotel workers needed additional requirements to process their flight back home. As of now, Magpayo added, the agency is processing around 130 more OFWs to return to the country. The DMW gave each OFW a loot bag, while the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, gave 20,000 pesos cash aid and food assistance. The DSWD also provided livelihood and medical assistance to the repatriates. The Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, will provide skills or upskilling training to the OFWs and their dependents, while the Department of Health, or DOH, promised to monitor and provide them physical, medical, and mental health needs. Meanwhile, around 124 OFWs from Lebanon have sought repatriation. The Philippine Embassy in Beirut is recommending the voluntary repatriation of Filipinos living in Lebanon as border tensions rise between Israel and Hezbollah in the wake of the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Magpayo said the DMW is already exhausting all efforts to ensure that the OFWs would arrive in the country at the soonest possible time. Undersecretary Magpayo assured that the government is ready to provide reintegration and post-arrival assistance to repatriated OFWs. Magpayo said the government is also coordinating with the Israeli Defense Forces to locate the 2 missing Filipinos in Israel. A Reuters report on October 26 quoted the Israeli government as saying that more than half of the estimated 220 being held hostage by the Hamas in Gaza have foreign passports, including 2 from the Philippines. The Israeli embassy in Manila said Friday the 2 remaining missing Filipinos in Israel were likely kidnapped by the Hamas group. Magpayo, meanwhile, assured that the government is prepared in case the Israel-Hamas conflict worsens. The DMW is ready to help OFWs, he said, adding that crisis and contingency plans are already in place.
Dateline Malacañang.
After a communication cut, the Philippine government was finally able to get in touch with some Filipinos in Gaza who conveyed that their access to water is becoming increasingly difficult. Philippine Ambassador to Jordan, Wilfredo Santos, on Monday said, the embassy was able to contact 87 Filipinos, including 57 in Rafah. Santos said of the 136 Filipinos in the besieged enclave, 49 Filipinos remain unreachable for now, but the embassy continues to contact them. The United Nations Relief and Works Agency, or UNRWA, dealing with Palestinian refugees, said, no convoy of humanitarian aid entered Gaza on October 28th due to the blackout in communications. In the afternoon of October 27th, New York time, The United Nations General Assembly adopted a non-binding resolution calling for a humanitarian truce, but the past few days have seen unabated bombardment in the coastal strip as Israel pushes to dismantle the Hamas. The Philippines abstained from voting on the resolution due to the lack of mention or condemnation of the cross-border attack launched by Hamas against Israel on October 7th that killed more than 1,000, including 4 Filipinos.
Dateline Malacañang.
Commission on Elections, or COMELEC Chairman George Garcia on Monday said, the poll body has stood to its commitment of no failure of election during the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, or BSKE 2023. This is despite the many incidents of violence reported during the voting day in different polling centers across the country, especially in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, or BARM. In a press briefing at the COMELEC Command Center in Intramuros, Garcia underscored the crucial role of teachers and other electoral board members for ensuring the successful holding of the BSKE. He added that all of the 201,786 precincts across the country have functioned during this year's elections, although some polling precincts started late due to several issues like security. Garcia said some 2,530 electoral board members in BARM backed out before the polling day due to fear for their security. Education spokesperson Undersecretary Michael Poa said in the same press briefing that 29 teachers from Abra province also backed out before the election day, and 2 more from the village of Lapat Balantay in Tineg on the polling day wanted to quit after hearing gunshots in the polling area but decided to continue their service during the BSKE.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine National Police, or PNP, on Monday said that they are contented with the security plan as well as the guarding of the Barangay at Sangguniang Kabataan elections, or BSKE. This is in despite of the numerous incidents across the country involving vote buying, killings, intimidation, among others. According to PNP Chief Police General Benjamin Acorda Jr., from the opening of precincts until the declaration of winners, the Filipino people showed their desire for change in the manner of choosing local officials that will head their community. Acorda reminded the winners to not waste the trust of their constituents that was given to them and give back with proper service. For those who won the SK elections, the PNP chief said they would serve as an inspiration and reminded all to serve the community with love and loyalty. Meanwhile, after the BSKE, the PNP said they will remain in full alert status in observance of the Day of the Dead on Wednesday.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte on Monday thanked the teachers who served in the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections, or BSKE 2023. Vice President Duterte issued the statement after visiting the villages of Talandang, Biao Joaquin, and Los Amigos in Davao City to personally witness the system on the elections that was done in the area. The Vice President visited the area after voting Monday morning. According to Vice President Sara, the teachers have shown once again the real meaning of unity and helping each other in order to make sure the elections are honest, safe, and orderly. VP Sara also gave a warm welcome to winning candidates and to those who are not lucky enough to make the cut. She said they should not lose their enthusiasm in helping the country, and don't forget that service to the country is not only seen in people in office.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, Philippine House Speaker Martin Romualdez thanked the public after receiving high satisfaction and trust rating marks in a survey conducted by the Octa Research recently. Romualdez said this could not have happened without the help and dedication to work of all members of the House of Representatives. The House Speaker acknowledged the importance of the survey. He said the survey are not just numbers, but serves as a guide to know that priorities is needed to advance in Congress in order to give a solution to problems and grievances of its citizens. At the same time, House Speaker Romualdez recognized the role that all should play in public service in order to improve the country. According to the results, the survey was conducted from the 30th of September to the 4th of October. Speaker Romualdez received a trust rating of 60% and a satisfaction rating of 61%, or equivalent to a 22% and 17% increase in the same period last year.
Dateline Malacañang.
We conclude our program. We would like to invite everyone to come and visit our Facebook page at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our post as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.